Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lorna and I am a music production student in the UK. I am currently a second year and my degree involves recording people in the studio, and I learn a lot about microphones and how to capture sound. I'm currently learning a lot about outboard gear. A lot of my YouTube is music production focused, me making originals or remixing songs, and I also play piano. I do a lot of piano covers, but my degree is very much music related. Today I just wanted to share a few things on how I juggle life as a uni student, and I hope that some of these tips or points that I'm going to mention, I hope that they help you on your journey, whether you're a current student or whether you're about to go to uni. I hope that it just puts your mind at ease or gives you a smoother start to your uni journey. So to get straight into it, my first point about juggling your life as a uni student is to make a timetable. I think having a uni timetable is really great because you can plan in your lessons, you can plan in when you're going to study, you can plan when you're going to exercise, when you're going to do hobbies, when you're going to make time to see people, where's your free time, so you know when to make plans with people, and also to do things that you enjoy and how to have some downtime. For my example, I have times where I'm going to study, so on my music course I like to have time to discover new things, so whether that's watching other producers or learning how to do like a new mixing technique or how to play the piano differently, I will watch a lot of YouTube, and I think just having time to discover and really expand your knowledge is really important. And also as uni students we have our assignments to do, so I also have time in those study zones to do assignments, and then I have my lessons planned on my timetable, and also when I'm going to revisit notes, because some lessons, they're an absolute headache and you really need to go and sit down and reread them again. So I definitely plan in those study zones where I can just revisit notes, revise, do assignments, and to discover. And then as a music production student, I have time where I practice making songs and writing songs, and sometimes I'll even take recordings of people and try and mix them as practice. I also plan in like lunch and dinner, like what I'm gonna eat, what I'm gonna make. It's really important to plan those, because at the end of a really long day you don't want to be thinking about what to eat, because I like to have a meal plan, and when I come home I'll have something defrosting or I'll have something ready to cook, and it's really great, it's really efficient and gives you more time to study or to have more downtime, which is also really great. Another thing on my uni timetable is like when you're going to do errands. So for example, when you're going to do grocery shopping, see, I always do mine on Friday because I personally hate going to the grocery shop on a weekend because it's crazy, because everyone's off work and everyone's going to do their grocery shopping, and I can't stand being surrounded by people trying to get your trolley through and there's kids going crazy, so I try and do mine on Friday. And then on the weekend I'll have a tidy day, I'll hoover or I'll do laundry. I think it's important to plan those because as a uni student you don't have your parents doing it anymore, so you've got to plan those in. I also, for me, plan when I'm going to go to societies. One of the societies I'm part of is a walking society, so I have to plan when I'm going to do that, because sometimes we go on really long walks, and having that planned in makes me feel less pressure, because I know that on Saturdays if I go on the walking group I don't plan anything on that day, so then I can just go on a walk and I feel like nothing's in my mind, nothing's weighing on me to come back to do, and I can just have a really good day out of it. Planning in downtime is important. So for example, I literally have on a Sunday night, it's called book night. I never read books, so I've planned in time to read a book. So whether that's fiction, whether that's like a self-care book. Currently I'm reading it's called You Deserve Better by 𝙈𝙾𝙆. It's basically for musicians and it's written by the singer 𝙈𝙾𝙆, so I think her insight's really great on that book. I think planning in downtime, as a Christian, I put on when I'm going to go to church, and I also put on when I'm going to go to my mission group. I also go to Christian society. So yeah, just really planning in, all the things that you enjoy doing, like what you do at home. I hope that you take it to uni and you plan it in on your timetable, because it will be so much nicer. I think on my first year, I spent a lot of my first year just doing a lot of work, and I think that's why I was so burnt out. I didn't do any hobbies, I didn't really exercise that much, I didn't cook properly, and I think not cooking properly, not sleeping properly, not exercising affects your health, and therefore it will affect how well you study and retain knowledge. I do think, your lifestyle really does affect how well you do well in your degree personally. So yeah, I think making a timetable is a really great start. Even if you're not at uni yet, when you get your timetable, I think have an experiment week. Obviously don't plan for your first week if you're first starting uni. Just go for the first week, do all the introductory stuff, and then make notes where, okay, so on a Tuesday I have a lesson 9 till 10, but I'm free 11 till 12, so there I will have lunch, and then 12 till 1 I'll have another lesson, and then 2 till 3 I'm free, so I might go for a walk. I had an experiment week just so then I could make notes of, what day I felt the most motivated. On Tuesdays I'm in the Mac labs, and I find that those days are really draining, so personally I don't really want to exercise after that lesson because it's really exhausting. Instead, I will just have a night off. I might sit in my room and watch a film, or I might do some yoga. I sometimes have to pull out my yoga mat and really get the stress out of me. But yes, that's number one, just making a timetable. And if you don't have any ideas, I recommend going on Pinterest or even asking ChatGPT. For number 2 of this video of how to juggle life as a uni student is to have variety. So variety, I mean having hobbies, making time for those hobbies. Like my friend is on music course, but she really loves to do art. She does her paintings and stuff in her free time. If you like to do crochet, because I know crochet is quite a popular hobby, make sure to incorporate that. If you like to go for walks, then make sure to plan them. I personally really love running, but because I'm trying to train for a half marathon, I can't go running during the day because my uni lessons are too close together. So I personally love early mornings, so I get up quite early to do my runs. I'll go around the city centre, or I might go up to a park and run around there. Even doing it in the morning, it makes me feel really energized. I feel good, and also feel like getting up early also helps just to add more time to the day, so I don't have to worry about running after uni when I'm tired in the evening. I think variety can also include societies. I feel like my uni, as a music uni, doesn't do a lot of sports societies, but if you're going to a uni that's kind of incorporating lots of subjects, I would definitely suggest going and trying stuff. Like my friend in Scotland, she loves Disney, so she goes to Disney Society. You can even start your own society. Like, don't be afraid to, try things. I even have on my notes, just try new stuff, because a lot of people as they get older, they just complain about how quick time goes. But I think, if you just get up, go to work, and then come back and then go to sleep, you're not giving your brain anything to remember. It just speeds up because the familiarity of the day is just getting quicker. Whilst if you do something different, your brain's like, whoa, like this is new and I'm processing new information, and it just really slows down the time. And I think my weeks at uni have felt a lot longer than first year because I'm actually planning and incorporating new things. This year I've been really trying to try new places. Like it was my friend's birthday the other day and we went pottery painting. I don't really do pottery painting, but it was so fun, it was so relaxing, and it slowed the day down really well. And it feels like you can just steal back time from the world. So yeah, definitely have variety and definitely plan in downtime because you'll burn out. It's not sustainable. For number 3 of this video, for juggling your life as a uni student, is to study in separate spaces to your living area. I noticed when I studied in my room a lot, it was really hard to switch off and it was really hard to relax because I looked at my desk and I just thought, that's where I studied. My brain was like, it's study time all the time. And that's not good because I never slept in first year. But now that I'm on second year, I've been really pushing myself to go to the library or even to go to practice rooms as a music student, or to go to the uni cafe bar. I'm just trying to study in different spaces, and it's really, really important because when I come back to my uni flat, my brain's like, oh, okay, this is the space where I get to relax and do stuff for fun. As number 3, that's really important. And your brain also, it trains to be in a certain way environments. Like when you go to the gym, your brain's like, okay, we're gonna exercise, we're gonna lift some weights. I need to focus on my muscles, I need to focus on trying to keep my balance. And I think it's the same with studying. You go to the library, your brain thinks, okay, it's time to study, it's time to learn new things and I think I've definitely been a lot more productive this year. Definitely recommend just keeping your living area separate to where you're going to study. So number 4 of this video, to definitely juggle a uni life, is to definitely have support. I feel like I call my family quite often because I really value my mum and my dad and my sister's advice. So don't be ashamed if you have to call family, or even if you live near home. Like, you know, it's not a bad thing to go home. I think it's really important, and I definitely think it keeps you grounded in yourself, like who you are at home. I know a lot of people go to uni to like become a new version of themselves, but I think it's also important to know, you know, the person that you came from, you know, the person that you used to be. It's important to know what you liked, because, you know, when you get lost at uni and you make new friends and you sort of get shaped by the people around you, you know, sometimes you can lose touch with the person that you wanted to be and who you wanted to be before you went to uni. And I think it's really important to go back home and to just reconnect with that younger version of you and what they inspired to be. It just really helps. And I think visiting family, you know, it's nice to have a meal cooked for you once in a while, and it's nice to feel loved and cared for. Obviously, if you can't visit family, I think friends and flatmates really do become your family at uni. I think really cherish them, find the right people. You know, I've really learned in my uni experience that friends really make or break uni for you. It does take you a while to find the right people, but I think definitely joining the right societies, trying new stuff, it really gets you out there. It really reaches the people that you want to be with. For me as a Christian, going to church is like a second family. Like, they welcome me in every Sunday, and you know, I've been to people's houses for dinner and lunch I never thought I would. You know, I've had people bake homemade cookies for me, and you know, I've been invited to movie nights. You know, it's been really lovely community. Just finding those people in wherever you are, wherever you're going for uni, is just so important. And also, another one to not be ashamed of is to ask for support from your tutors. I think, you know, if you're struggling with your degree, you know, not enough people ask for help. I'm trying to do better at that, because, you know, you sort of feel like you're in it on your own. And I know some tutors can be like, oh, I'm not gonna spoon feed you the uni course, you're gonna have to do it yourself. But I do think there is a point, like, if you're really struggling, you should get help and not be ashamed to get help. And also, don't be afraid to ask questions. You know, in lessons, I used to be really quiet, and then I would wonder why I wouldn't progress. And then the more questions I asked, the more stupid questions I asked, you know, it really helped me grow as a musician on my course. Also, like, if you need help from the uni support team, like mental health wise, or, you know, finance wise, a lot of unis have that in place to help you, and I think you should take advantage of it. You know, your family aren't here to help you. You have to love yourself, you have to care for yourself, and that's really important. For number 5 of this video on juggling a uni life is money management. I've learned it the hard way. In first year, I literally threw my money at everybody, because, you know, you want to make friends, but it's not good. You know, the bank account can only withdraw so much money. My money management has been a lot better this year. You know, you keep money for your groceries, and you keep money for your laundry, transport, and most importantly, having money kept aside for when you want to have fun. And when it's people's birthdays and you, I don't know, you might want to go bowling, or, you know, I go on the walking group, so I pay for trains to go wherever they're gonna go for a walk. And money management is so crucial, because then you can have time for those hobbies. Like, if you want to go to the gym and you have to pay for a gym membership, then having that money aside will feel much more comforting than realizing that you spent all your money, you know, going out drinking, or, you know, going and hanging out with people all the time, and then you don't actually have the money to do something that is really important to you. So I definitely think money management has been something I put on this list, because I was terrible last year. A lot of people manage their money by getting a part-time job. I currently don't have a part-time job yet, which is kind of a bummer, because I really do want a part-time job, but, you know, you can only take on as much as you can take on. For number 6 of juggling a uni lifestyle is definitely getting up early. I know a lot of uni students tend to not get up before 9, but if you want to have time for hobbies and study and part-time job even, you know, you have to get up early. You have to make the most of all the hours of the day. It does set you up. It gets easier. Instead of focusing on going to bed early, I think if you focus on getting up at the same time every morning, you'll naturally just want to go to bed earlier. You know, my goal is to get up at 6 every morning, and I have been wanting to go to bed at 10 more. Used to go to bed at midnight, but I'm getting really good at going to bed at 10 because you just feel tired. You know, your body just can't go on any longer. You know, it doesn't matter what time you get up, as long as you get up before 9, I think, you know, you can get on with the day. I know some people's uni degrees start really early, so they have to get up anyway, but it's a good habit just to get up, get the grumpiness out of the way, and just crack on with the day. But my last point for number 7 of juggling a uni lifestyle is to build the life that you want. It doesn't matter what people think, you know, if something means important to you, then you should incorporate it. You know, as someone who doesn't drink, I feel like I was heavily criticized for most of year 1 because I just didn't want to go out drinking. But you know, you go to societies and you go to libraries and you go places that you want to associate yourself with, and you find people who, you know, have similar personalities, similar values, similar hobbies. Uni becomes so much better when you have those people instead of trying to force yourself to be someone you don't want to be. So that is my last tip, is to just build the life that you want to live. Romanticize a week that you want to get up for, and then you don't feel stressed. You know, after uni, you know that you have time for the things that you love. You have time to see the people you love. That just made uni so much better for me. I hope out of these 7 points, I hope you found something useful. And I hope whether you're starting uni that you have an incredible first start. You know, it's scary, but it does get easier. And if you're a current uni student, I hope that anything of this will help you feel like you can get back on your feet, because it is hard and I've struggled a lot, but it does get easier. And I think just making sure to have things set in place will just keep you locked in. If anything or any of these points helped you, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know what degree you're on, what year you on. Let me know, you know, where you're heading, what career have you got in mind. But yeah, I hope this video was helpful, and I will post soon. But thanks for watching, and I would love if you subscribed and sticked around. And if you'd like to support my Instagram, then it will be in my bio. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless you, and see you soon.